with us. Welcome into Undisputed. I'm Jen Hale. That is Skip Bayless, and that is Shannon Sharp. Hi, guys. How are we today?
Good morning, Jen. Good morning.
Well, here we go again. Looks like LeBron's going to be a good player on a pretty bad team.
Don't do that. Don't you saw that? He been in the lab with a pen in the past.
Has he?
Yeah, you saw that.
Really?
You saw that.
He might have been writing in the lab. I don't think he was actually practicing his shooting.
Did you see the three? Did you
So
see the
make a couple. And it inspired his team to miss 16 in a row.
No. We talk. You open up with Bron.
I just said, good player on a pretty bad team.
Great. Goat.
Goat?
Goat player.
Goat of what?
You said he was in the lab. The last two games, how he looked to you?
Did they count?
We're going to get to LeBron and the Lakers a little bit later, gentlemen. But for now, let's dive into Skip's Cowboys. Mike McCarthy says they're preparing for Cooper Rush to start until Dak Prescott is fully activated ahead of their game against the Eagles. So, yeah, Dak threw in practice yesterday. Afterwards, he said he felt, quote, solid. Asked the receivers. I always got some pop on my passes. Okay, so CeeDee Lamb was indeed asked about Dak. CeeDee said, quote, he got his power back. You can feel it in every throw. Shannon, you have said repeatedly, if Dak is healthy, he should start at Philly this Sunday night. So do you still feel that way? Should he get the start?
Yeah, it doesn't matter what I said, but it only matters what Dr. Jerry said. Skip, this is the first time, and you covered this game a very long time, this is the first time that they want the player fully healthy. All the way, I'm talking about like 3 weeks past healthy. Normally the guy, if he's somewhat, he's 80%, we're going to put him out there. Not Jerry in this situation, Skip. Look. Jerry and Steven said when Dak had the injury that it was probably around the 3. Everybody was saying that most doctors were saying 6 to 8 weeks. Jerry and Steven Jones said 3 to 4 weeks. It was 3 to 4 weeks because they didn't know exactly what they were going to get with Cooper Rush. Lo and behold, Cooper Rush goes 4-0. Now all of a sudden that 3 to 4 timeline that they had projected is looking more like trending towards 6 to 8 weeks. And I'm not really sure. Because if he goes down there and beats the Eagles, are you telling me that you're going to send him to the bench after going 5-0 as well as the Cowboys has looked? And granted, he hadn't had to do a whole lot. They ran the ball, he threw for 100 yards, didn't throw a touchdown, but they won by 2 scores. Are you telling me that come Detroit, come Chicago, that you're like, you know what, going back to the bench, Cooper Rush? I don't like the way it's trending for Dak. Dak is upset. It seems to me, reading what Clarence Hill was writing, that Dak is like, I'm good to go, I'm antsy, but hey.
He says he's antsy as you know what.
Okay. And so only Dr. Jerry, who doesn't have a medical license, but he's the only doctor that matters, actually he's the only opinion that matters, is that, you know what, we're going another week. Basically, we're not going to skip, nobody thinks we're going to see if he can do his normal things, see how I project out Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Normally by Friday. They've already put this out. Cooper Rush is going to be the starting quarterback for the against the Philadelphia Eagles. This was a Friday. So we don't need to see Thursday. We don't need to see, it was a Wednesday. We don't need to see Thursday and Friday. Moving into Saturday, you don't really do a whole lot on Saturday, Skip. You know, come out there, have a little walkthrough, and then you take off and go head to Philly. No, they probably won't leave until Sunday. I forgot it. It's Sunday night game, so it'll be Saturday.
No, they'll leave Saturday.
It's Saturday. It's a Sunday night game. Keep thinking it's Monday. Skip, I just believe Dak is a better quarterback, plain and simple. And I know he's had, he's been 500 quarterback over the last 36 games, over the last 2.5 years. He's been an average quarterback. I think his last 12 games, he's been 6-6. But if you telling me that this defense is going to continue to play like this or even get better, well, that gives you an opportunity to get to and win the Super Bowl. That's what that gives you. Cooper Rush can't do that. So I believe the Eagles will get to more, will put pressure on Cooper Rush like he hasn't had before. Not from a standpoint, Skip, of rushing the quarterback, but I believe they'll be able to score. Can the Eagles get to 24? Because if the Eagles can get to 24, we have yet to see Cooper Rush get to 24. He's never had to get to 24 points. He's never scored 24. The most he's ever scored in the game is 23. Can the Eagles get to 24 and make him get to more than that? I don't believe he can. And so I believe this is why you guys are going to lose the game. But I believe Dak should start if he's healthy, but clearly Jerry doesn't feel that's the case.
Okay, how do you feel that Jerry doesn't feel that's the case? Why are you? What are you basing that on?
Because Jerry is the only one that matters.
Okay, but what? Give me some ammo here. Give me some tangible.
Because Jerry said 3 to 4 weeks. That's what Jerry said. Jerry said 3 to 4 weeks. Now, why is it all of a sudden, and you know this, they normally say the court 100%. When has a guy came off an injury and been 100% that he was more healthy than when he got injured? When has that been the case?
Okay, well, who said he's not going to start on Sunday night?
I said he's not going to start. Jerry said he's not going to start.
Okay, are you putting words in Jerry's mouth?
How much you want to bet? Bet 15 cases right now he doesn't start.
Okay, well, I don't want him to start, so why would I bet that he does start?
Okay, so what are you asking me?
What are all the signs telling you? I read you the quote yesterday. This is Jerry Jones 2 days ago. Jerry said, do we need that extra spurt to make the game-winning play at quarterback? Yes, we do. Thank goodness we are in a situation where we have not had to have that dimension yet. When we get him, Dak, back, that will be a real additive, will be a mess, as in a handful for the NFL to deal with. He is raving about everything that you're saying, and you're trying to pour cold water or warm beer on the narrative that you desire. You want Dak to start. You say it's their only hope of winning the game. No. It's trending. Everything is going. Dak is saying, I'm 1,000% healthy. I got my pop back. CeeDee Lamb says the power is back in his throws.
I'm saying, I believe long term, in order to get to where you want to go, that gives you that best option. I said this, I'm saying who should start versus who will start. Jerry is enamored. Jerry Jones, I don't care what you or anybody else says, and you know this to be true. Jerry Jones has never been enamored with Dak Prescott. He's enamored with what Cooper Rush is doing. Cooper Rush is going to start. I don't care what Jerry said. Jerry is prognosticating moving forward. We're going to need that play. But I don't believe he feels he's going to need that play on Sunday night. Cooper Rush is starting.
Okay, so why are you saying you're basing your logic on what? You heard what yesterday that suggested Cooper Rush is going to start?
Yeah.
What convinced you?
My intuition, having played 14 years and see, sometimes, Skip, it's not what they say, it's what they don't say. In a situation like that, that's how psychiatrists sometimes evaluate. What would a normal, prudent person will say in that situation? That's not what you said. So, read the tea leaves, Skip Bayless. Stop it. It ain't got to be already crystal clear. Oh, Cooper Rush, hold the sign up, like the man with the sign. Cooper Rush starts on Sunday night. No, I don't need all that.
Okay, where are the tea leaves? The tea leaves are what?
You won't put no do on it. Okay, you keep asking me the question.
I'm not going to bet against what I want.
Okay.
My best chance to win the game Sunday night, I've been clear as a bell on this, as a Liberty Bell on this. Only way to go to Philadelphia, home of the Liberty Bell, and win the game is for Cooper Rush to start. He gives me a better chance because he's got magical mojo. Something is going on here.
All you have to do is bet 15 cases are due, and if Cooper Rush starts, you still get what you want. Cooper Rush would have started, but you would have lost the bet to me because Dak didn't start.
Okay, well, again, who's going to make the call? You think Jerry's going to make the call?
Jerry's already made the call.
Okay, I'm only hinging my logic on 1991 because it's the only historical evidence I have of a situation like this because Troy proclaimed he was 1,000% healthy. Troy Aikman, the #1 overall pick, 1991. We're going to Chicago to play in Troy's first ever playoff game. And Jerry and Jimmy, as the co-signers, said no to Troy Aikman because Steve Berline had a hot hand. And they said no to Troy again after they won a playoff game at Chicago and went to Detroit, and they got their doors blown off in Detroit, and that was the end of that. But the point is, this shapes up to me just like that. But I'm much more of a fan of Cooper Rush. You call him an intern. Yeah. You call him a jag. You call him an undrafted fraud. So, again, the logic would scream, you're in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Yes. Wouldn't they listen to you and just say, we got to go back to Dak Prescott?
What does the president say? You ain't got to go back to 1991. Go back to 2016. What happened when Tony Romo? Did Tony Romo not proclaim he was healthy? What did they do? They stuck with Dak Prescott. So why do I got to go all the way back to 30 years ago?
But at that point, they'd won 10 straight games.
Okay, they won 5, so they're halfway there.
All right. 10 straight going on. They actually won 11 in a row.
Hold on, time out. Wait a minute. Now, you're telling me now all of a sudden 5 is not a big body of work? You just told me last week when Cooper Rush won 1 game against Minnesota, and then he won 2, and when he won 3.
5-0.
And then you told me 3 was a big, large sample size. Now you're telling me 5 is not a large enough sample size after you told me 1, 2, 3 was?
Okay. I don't know what Jerry's going to do. I also know that Jerry, the ultimate showman and ringmaster, would love to make a Sunday night splash of splashes, a bulletin, a breaking news. Dak is going to start. There's also potentially some gamesmanship involved here because I think Jerry would like the locker room splash of, we got all the way back to 4-1, and now guess what? Our quarterback is back. And I read you the quote. You can't tell me he's not enamored of Dak's future with this team.
Hold on. You just told me Jerry and Jimmy made the decision to ride Steve Beeline. And now all of a sudden you said now he's not going to ride the hot guy with Cooper Rush?
I know,
which
but
is it?
Steve Berline actually started at Notre Dame, and Steve Berline had started 15 games for the Oakland Raiders, or the Los Angeles Raiders at that point. So he had credibility that Cooper Rush has none of. He was undrafted out of Central Michigan. He didn't play for Notre Dame. He didn't get drafted at all. He hadn't started a game until he got thrown into the fire. And I keep saying, wait a second, my eye test says that Cooper Rush is playing at a higher level than Dak has for 3 years, not for 6 games. 18-18 over his last 36 starts.
Name the game the Cowboys could have won if Dak threw for 100 yards, no touchdowns. Name the game they could have won.
Well, again, this guy hadn't turned the ball over one time all year. That's the secret
Even if
sauce.
They were not winning a game in which Dak throws for 100 yards.
Okay.